Start September 9th. We have a little reverb. Turn the sound off. David, is there a way to turn
I
that?
thought I'd already turned that off. Somehow it went back on. Sorry.
Hello? Hello? Okay, yeah, we're good. It's 7 o'clock, Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. Calling this meeting of the Conservation Commission to order. My name's Carl Bischoff. I'm the chair of the commission. We'll be following the published and posted agenda. This meeting is both in person and through Zoom. In the case of the Zoom not working properly, we will continue the meeting in person. This meeting is being broadcast and recorded by Chelmsford Telemedia and will be available on their website and on YouTube. And we have a full quorum tonight. This is great. It's been a while since we've had the whole crew here. So we're good to go. We have a couple of adjustments to our agenda. We have 3 regulatory hearings that are all, 3 out of the 4 are being requested for continuance. So the 4 Russell Road hearing is being, presuming we will vote to continue it, it would be continued to our next meeting on September 23rd with no discussion tonight. The second one is the applicant for 152 Stedman Street has also requested a continuance to September 23rd, and the applicant for the 265, 279 Chelmsford Street, AKA the Chelmsford Mall, that is also requested. That one's to October 14th. I wanted to, well, we'll talk about Stedman when we get to that in the meeting, but, so, those are, if you are here for any of those, we will not be discussing those tonight in our discussion, so. Open session and citizen concerns. Do we have anyone here that would like to speak that is not on the agenda and we see a familiar face? And if you could give us your name.
Hi, it's Linda Carney from 17 Hilda Street and 19 Plum Street, and I just wanted to kind of say thank you for inviting Christy Wood and myself to become kind of volunteers with the Conservation Commission to work to develop conservation values and education and make better use of our conservation lands. And I wanted to bring you up to date on a couple of things that we've been working on. The first thing is the article for the manager's newsletter for October is up and running. I mean, I think it just needs a final proof from us, and that's on the property at, help me out.
Thanksgiving?
I'm sorry?
Thanksgiving Forest,
No, not Thanksgiving Forest.
Janet Road.
No, Janet Road. I'm sorry. I will
We'll
get
get there.
back to you
That's
on
all
that.
right.
Yes,
That's all right.
thank you. Okay, and I'd like to share an idea that I have about Thanksgiving Forest, because we did go and we met with the stewards there and just absolutely loved what they're doing. And one of the things I want to work with, move to work with the library, perhaps even the Neshoba schools, and also the Chelmsford High School with their Honor Society, to get together to put in a storybook trail and make it a real collaborative effort and an effort to get more activity out there and an educational point of view. And I've even found a book, Bee and Me, which fits right in with their garden that they've developed, which is a bee pollinator garden. So I think it's a wonderful collaborative, and Christy and I have some great ideas, and we just wanted to kind of run that by you and make sure that that was something that you would kind of put your stamp on for us to proceed with. I know the article's been approved, but you hadn't really heard about the storybook trail there. There is one already existing at the gardens, the community gardens down in.
Sunny Meadow?
Yep. But this would be a little bit different.
Okay.
And I can, as I meet with these other groups, get my ducks in a row and just keep giving you updates. I can send them via email if that's better than coming to the meetings.
Whatever works for you works for us. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's all. Just want to bring you up to date.
I'm
Thank
seeing
you.
nodding on everything, right? Everybody's good on that? Yeah,
Anybody
yeah.
have any
You got our
questions?
100% endorsement, so.
That's what I'm looking for.
Love it,
Thanks.
love it. Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. So to continue in that same vein, we are now, is there anyone else with a comment? Nope. Okay, nobody else? Nobody online, David?
Nope.
Okay. So now we have Karen, Walton, and crew talking about, speaking of Thanksgiving Forest and the pollinator garden. I see.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So we do have some slides.
All right.
Hello, Karen. Make sure you give your name and your address and.
Karen Walton, 33 Janet Road. Thanks for having us. And this has been a real true model of teamwork and partnership between organizations. for one purpose, to get viverras and, I know I'm pronouncing these, and vegans to Thanksgiving Forest. And, thank you to Conservation and the Tree Committee, the Land Trust, and COS gave us the water cube, and especially Gina Kala for all her mentoring and teaching and guidance and sharing. So the purpose was Bombas viridis and Bombas vegan. I sent these two photographs to Dr. Richard Gagier, who is in the bee project at Dartmouth, who monitors all the pollinated gardens in Massachusetts. And we didn't get vegan, but it was Bombas gracilea. Yeah. And he's not definite, but I think we did get Bombas vividis. He wanted one more picture that Robin has this wonderful way of cooling them in a refrigerator, putting them to sleep, and photographing them. That's how we got those two, and she releases them. He wants the vividis turned over so they could see the abdomen. But as you can see, hundreds of bee species have been in the garden.
Can I just ask, did you have a professional survey done of the species?
In what way?
Well, a professional entomologist look at,
I think that's what she said,
Dr.
Dr.
Gagier, Robert Gagier?
Yes, did he come down and?
No, not yet. I think he will come because Gina Collar and him are connected with the Sunny Meadows. He's gone to Sunny Meadows. I think if there's a true vividis sighting, he will come.
Okay.
He will come.
Well, I just want to say that the
Okay.
Conservation Commission works with a consulting firm that
okay.
has experts who certainly can, identify these species and others. I would just say, I don't want to, delay this, but I would just say, I would recommend the commission think seriously about hiring them to do, a survey,
So they would
all the species.
come to the garden
Yeah.
and capture them like Robin does?
Yeah, they would come on a regular basis.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Great. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, the commission has the money to do that.
Oh, that would be great. And Robin doesn't pin them, Usually entomologists, or whatever, they pin them.
Well, we can.
You keep them alive and steady.
That's a good question.
So that's that. And the next slide is
Can Peter ask a question?
Peter.
Go ahead, Pete.
Karen, I'm sorry, for our television audience, how
Okay.
large they may be, we don't know. Could you just briefly tell us why pollinators and these particular bees are important for the town to foster? I mean, I could probably explain it too, but you guys know more.
Oh,
Like why, short answer, why is it important?
so these two species are natives, and they're endangered. And Gina Kala and South Borough.
This is Giancarlo Kalpis, right? So she's, you said her name a couple times, but it's Kalpis is her last name, and she's like, people know her in town as the Bluebird Lady, but she's now becoming the Pollinator Lady too.
Gina Kala's Kaplan. I
Yeah.
just call her Gina Kala.
Yeah.
But through her work and the Southborough Gardens, Freddie's work, they've created these two pollinator gardens. So they are here. Once the bees go, we go. And these are native bees. And native bees are needed in the ecosystem. And they're coming. And others are coming. Because we have 12 specific plants that they need. Just those two bees need.
12 specific native plants.
Yeah, they have specific need of the plants.
Native.
No, oh, they are native,
Yes,
but they
yeah.
have, the needs are,
Yeah.
right. They're native plants, and they need these for the landing, for nectar, for pollen.
They're specialist bees for these plants.
These are specialist bees.
Yes.
You're good, you're good. These are special. They're not generalists.
David blushed.
They're not generalists. They are
These are specialists
specialists.
too over there.
They are specialist bees. Good. You know, the pollinator stewardship is at UMass. It's 8 weeks, and it's a very good program.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
They wanna. But if you looked at the trees are thriving. And if you see that there's buckets there, they're called IV buckets. We didn't really enjoy the collars. They were very difficult to manage. Gina Collar-Kaplis lent us the IV buckets. They're green, and it's like an IV with a hole at the bottom with a carrot, and it feeds them, it's 5 gallons, right? You pour it in. And the trees are doing beautifully. And as you can see, the garden is doing beautifully. And with the Norway maples and Robin's house in the back, that's doing beautifully. That's the scape we want to continue to grow and plant. But everything's doing beautifully. Those 2 women came into the garden. They looked for pollinator gardens in Massachusetts and New England, and they were just blown away by all the bees there in such a young garden. So we've been highlighted in the Massachusetts Garden newsletter. If you click on it, it talks all about what we did in cooperation and in collaboration with the conservation in the town of Chelmsford. It's called The Dirt, and we're working to develop more partnerships, particularly educational partnerships for Jeff's critter cams, and we're thinking of structures there, maybe a reading bench, or reading, benches and structures. So it could be a site that a destination site for education, maybe piloting with South Row. Okay, so this is phase 2. We really would love to clear the Norway maples on the right. They're sapling, they're small trees, which would be easy, and also to eradicate all the invasives, which Robin will talk about, the good natives and the bad invasives. And also, if we had an incident there, Robin and I were there. Jeff, were you there with the incident? And they had to get the gator in there because there was a problem in the forest. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about it.
And
Through you guys.
supposedly, if you go to the next slide, supposedly they had difficulty getting in, and they wanted to cut down one of our trees, the fire department, and Robin had discussion with him. But if we could remove the post and relocate those boulders, because the boulders are beautiful, and install the wooden guardrail like at the library, it would just enhance it so much more. And then accommodate, any fire department issues they had with it. Okay, so that's any questions? That's my part of it. This is, Robin's the expert, another master gardener who's expert in finding all of these invasives and good natives.
Could I add one thing?
Sure.
Carl, you actually set this up, but the partnership, just wanted to give a shout out to the DPW.
Oh, my
that helped
gosh,
plant some
DPW.
trees, and, I'm sure it was on your list.
The
but
tree committee,
Yeah.
DPW,
Maybe you said it and I missed it, but.
no, I did, I think,
But what
because
was
Christine she was wonderful.
Right,
And
and-
Joe
right.
Erickson.
And what's interesting, you showed the photograph, I guess it's your house, on a bank, but that bank had a bunch of invasive Norway maples that I think,
Right.
I don't know if you guys took it down or DPW. And then there are Norway maples on the other side, that need attention, but you have been removing invasives and planting natives in that bank, which,
That's her, Robin's property that
Yeah.
she's devoting.
so that's great.
Yeah, good devoting.
Good
it
stuff.
to. Oh,
Thank
it's
you.
a beautiful scape. It's a beautiful scape. All right. Name.
Oh, yes, street. Robin Holman, I live at 38 Janet Road, right next to the garden, and my office overlooks it, so I see all that goes on down there, and it definitely is a special place, and it's totally, if you've seen it, you know how totally transformed it is. First, I'm not an expert in invasives. I'm an enthusiast at getting rid of them. So far, I have been in the section that is towards the water. I kind of took that on as just, it was overgrown with bittersweet, wisteria. I have removed multiflora rose, euonymus, which is the burning bush, and invasive honeysuckle. So those, as far as I know, they're not there anymore, and I've digged them out. There are others by the east side, which is sort of in that area, wisteria, buckthorn, bittersweet, and garlic mustard. And on the south side, there is Norway maples, and I found one burning bush. It's in that one of those pictures there. It says Norway, buckthorn, and burning bush. That one in the front is a burning bush, and I can probably yank it out. The ones in the back, you can see there's a birch. The ones in the back, there is an oak, there is a sugar maple, a red maple, there's a spruce in there. So there are some really good ones back in there, and some of them are quite tall. The Norway maples have, they're in the front. It's like this border that once they got a toehold there, they started growing, and they're so dense, as you know, that all of the understory there is almost gone. So when they're removed, and there's not that many of them, but they are just getting to the point where they're really big. Once they're removed, it has more light in there. The buckthorn, which they're kind of, it's not like euonymus that you notice for the color or a vine or whatever. They're just like little saplings, and they've got shiny green, you all know that. Well, they're everywhere, and they are going like crazy. They're still small enough so you can pull them out by hand. I have a weed wrench, and I can get them that way, but it's scary. As you walk up that path, on both sides, buckthorn everywhere. But I still think it's manageable, and it would be great to have those gone.
Okay.
So that's the bad news. The good news is, in the understory there, this past spring, Karen and I saw some mountain laurel colonizing.
Maybe can you move the picture?
Oh, sorry.
And it was just a surprise. You had no idea. It was always so dark in there, and there it was. There's several plants. You can see that it's starting to spread. And the one in the middle is the maple leaf viburnum, which is a stunning, stunning woodland plant. And it's nice, healthy stand in there, but it's in the back. You can't really see it, and it's dark in there. And the third one is the jewelweed, which it's an annual. So we'll have to grow it from seed, but the seeds are pretty cool to get. And there is a slide that shows buckthorn that is overwhelming the jewelweed. And that's what happens, is they just sort of duke it out, and the jewelweed is such kind of a delicate plant, and it's no match for that. But jewelweed is one of them on the list for the two bumblebees. And it's a great plant, especially when it's in a mass. So those are, I'm trying to think of some of the other ones I mentioned, native mountain laurel. So our hope is that the town can remove the Norway maples, and if there is a way to remove some of the buckthorn, that would be great too. But we can do a lot of the rest. We can clear out things and plant more seeds for jewelweed and other natives. So that's what I'm kind of hoping that we can have done there, because it's just a total transformation there, and I think we can do even more.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, we'll get on the, I can talk with you about the Norways and the buckthorn, yeah.
Well, and, 3 or 4 volunteers could probably rip out a lot of the buckthorn.
Yeah.
As Robin said, it's small enough.
Yeah.
That's what we've been thinking. Jeff showed me a video of a person in Pepperell, has a committee that goes into, and removes all those invasives. She has a big, and it just takes a day or two just to rip them out. And we'll maintain it.
Jeff Booton, 36 Janet, and I'm gonna just give these, just so you have something to take with you.
I have mine.
I'm gonna give you a clean one now.
A clean.
Thank you.
Chris, go. This is Chris.
One more.
Oh,
Thank you.
It's easy to do.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I'm just going to ask you guys to consider making a couple of changes on the website and the web page. And the first sheet here is the way it is on the town, on the conservation, well, it's actually the town. The only way you can get this is if you go to open space trails, and they list open spaces, which include Conservation Commission properties, but they're not located on the Conservation Commission website, and I think they should. And when you look at the current Thanksgiving Forest web page, you can see the current one there. And if you go to the second page, it really should look something like this. Next page. There you go. So, you know, between the two, this looks much more interesting.
Yeah, I think the first one is a remnant. David, if I'm, remember, this is like an old one.
Yes,
Yeah, we
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
updated that, yeah.
But that's all that's all that's there.
Yep. Oh, I like this.
Jeff, can I add? Jeff and I had a chance to look at this website, Carl, and what happens is there's two ways to get to a Thanksgiving forest, and what Jeff's referring to is when you go to the town website, which has been redesigned, there's a bunch of buttons, and if you go scroll down that page, there's one that says open space, which makes sense. That's an important town thing. And that brings you to a different page than if you enter by going to the Conservation Commission
Yep.
page. So it's just a glitch we could probably work out with.
So you can't get the first page on this from going to the Conservation
I think I
Commission?
know what happened now that you're saying it. I was looking for that first page, and I couldn't find it. So now.
Yeah, so, and you know,
now I know where to go find
and it's
it.
good to keep there on that, but it should also be
And include more, yeah.
on the commission part of the
Yep.
website.
Totally agree.
That's
And
easy to fix.
Yeah,
If you go to page 3, so when you look at any of these spaces, when you click on it, it just shows you a map. So I really think when you click on that, it should show the map, but it should show
So, yep.
the individual conservation area web page as well.
Totally agree, yep.
So really, it's just those few changes, and so what do you think?
We'll get it done. We'll get it done.
Absolutely. Can you email me these photos?
Yeah,
I think it's in the package that's, well, it's in the PowerPoint that
It's in
you
the
sent.
PowerPoint.
Yeah.
But I would really need the JPEG files.
Good quality.
Yeah.
well, whatever you need, would I could provide.
Yeah, if you could do that, if you could email me these photos.
Okay,
That
and are
would
you
be
suggesting that you're gonna set it up as we
Yes.
see it?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that'd be
We
great.
can certainly do that.
Okay, awesome. And, you know, and I like to consider that other stewards in other places could do the same
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
Is kind of beef up the, you know, because they're all just paragraphs of text.
100% agree. It took me a minute. I did just find the open space trails town highlights thing. Yeah, that's kind of buried.
Yeah,
we should-
yeah, so, and I had a hard time, really. And just, was there any other questions?
There's another slide too, Jeff. The last-
Well, that was just showing them the, where to find it, but if you had any other questions?
So I definitely think we should make this a priority.
Yeah, yeah.
Since, you know, there's all this interest in this particular.
And then use it as a model for some of our other reservations, because they all have an interesting story.
Well, and I think they all have I think Thanksgiving has a little more history than a lot of them.
They all do.
Well,
But
no,
yeah,
I didn't,
yeah,
I
they
didn't
all-
say,
they're different,
I said
yeah.
a little more, not,
I like all my kids.
but, so there's a lot to say. So in a paragraph, there's just
Yep.
no interest in looking at that.
Yep.
And when you add what you see on these pages here, I think it makes it
it'd be
more
great.
interesting for people to grab onto. Any other questions?
I think, ultimately, I mean, not that far down the road, but I think what we want to do is probably under Thanksgiving Forest, have then a separate link to like the pollinator garden.
Right, yeah.
So
That would
so
be great.
Yeah.
And I think on the web pages, that's, other things could be added to it as time goes on, and,
Like maybe trail cam videos or something on YouTube. Like,
Well, that's,
Well, that-
you didn't study that close enough, it's on
it's
there.
I
in
know, I know.
And, but that helps people.
Yep.
You can say it in 3 words, but if you see the picture
Yeah.
and then read it, you're more apt to
Yep.
go look at it. And just one other comment, I actually, the incident at the forest, I know Peter and you got my,
Yeah, thanks for letting
Email,
us know. I hadn't heard about it till you sent it, yeah.
yeah. But, I talked to the chief, well, I emailed him and he communicated back to me. And he made kind of little of the access issue. But I think it really should be kind of addressed in the whole when you do something new in the front there, some accommodation could be made for that to be an easier entry point.
Have you, I mean, right now, it's hard to get on there with an ATV, but is there any history there of ATV vehicles on the site for people that have been there a while?
Do you mean like just regular residents that were?
Yeah, just like local neighborhood kids.
In my 30 years there, off and on, little mini bikes, and, occasionally it would happen. I wouldn't consider it a
Major.
problematic
Yeah.
issue.
Okay.
But, if there's some temporary way that the fire people have
Yep.
access to, I know they do like the bike trails, and
Yep.
there are things you can do to make that a safer
Yep.
way to go.
And Carl, we can talk offline, but my understanding is that the wood rail that you would like is a significant effort, I am told. But it seems like making access path, which should be easy to do. And then we'll have to figure out funding for a nicer railing.
Because we did talk about like what they have in front of the library.
Yeah.
Rustic, it really looks like the
Yeah.
other rustic things that we've done.
It's like what we put at Warren Pole on the entrance along the driveway. Yeah, we just did it at another site 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
great.
awesome.
Thank you, Jeff.
I'll be excited to see on the real website.
Well, I'm excited to get working on it.
All right, thanks. Really appreciate your time.
Joel, thank you.
Thank
This is
you,
Aaron.
everybody.
Thank you, Robin.
Great work.
Thank you, everybody.
Really important work, yes.
Good stuff, really good stuff.
So who updates, David, are you the guy that updates all
David
this?
and I
Yes.
have the access to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have access. I
Okay.
can.
I think it's important they're putting a lot of effort into that
Absolutely.
site.
Yep,
That we do our part
agree
and
completely.
keep it rolling.
Agree completely, yep,
Yeah, because we don't want someone to lose interest
right.
that's done a lot of work.
Yep.
Looks beautiful.
Very, very good. Nice, that was a great report.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next up, thank you very much. Next up, we have our planning board liaison, Mr. LaValle. Good evening.
Good evening. My report's going to be quite boring compared to that one.
No bumblebees?
No pictures, no slides. This week, we're going to be finalizing the Managed Growth Strategy Task Force, and then setting up the charter, and then inviting the task force to have a joint meeting on September 24th. As the kickoff for that task force, we're going to be talking about the housing plan production, and then likely voting to endorse that. We've got a SAOD applicability decision to make for 10 Independence Drive for the hotel area. The 133 Princeton Street is coming before us with a major modification. I think they want to do an event space up top of that liquor store. Chelmsford Mall and Stedman are going to be both continued to the next meeting. And then we've got a couple hearings, 242 Billerica Road, that is continuing through discussion. We're probably going to be getting close in the next couple meetings, probably to the vote on that one. And then 191, 185 Riverneck Road is also coming before us again next week, or this week. So it's going to be a long meeting. A lot of
You have
public
two
hearings.
meetings this month, and do you have two in October?
Yes, yep.
Okay.
Yep. And October will be a staggered schedule, I think, between ours and your meetings. It'll be staggered weeks.
Okay, okay. Not following us like this month, yeah, okay.
We've got October 1st is the Wednesday,
Yeah,
so I think we go before you guys.
okay. So, okay, you'll have two meetings before,
One meeting.
we have another meeting this
Yeah.
month, yeah. Okay. I'm getting ahead of myself.
Well, we may have the September meeting and then the October meeting and then your meeting, so.
So you said, what was the one that you said was continued?
Chelmsford Mall and Stedman,
Yeah, okay,
we're not doing,
okay.
we're not
Sounds
discussing
familiar.
those. Yeah.
Okay. Questions for Chris? Anything?
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Okay, first up on our regulatory hearings, and again, the only hearing we'll have tonight that we'll be discussing is the request for determination of applicability for Peter Moran, 272 Old Westford Road. And do we have a notice, Mr.
do.
Mr. Garahan?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to the provisions of the Massachusetts Wetlands Protection Act, Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, and the Chelmsford Wetlands Bylaw, Chapter 187, the Chelmsford Conservation Commission will conduct a public hearing in Room 204 at the Chelmsford Town Offices on Tuesday, September 9, 2025, at 7 p.m. to consider the request for determination of applicability filed by Mr. Peter C. Moran on behalf of property owner 272 Old Westford Road, LLC, for proposed work within a 100-foot buffer zone to bordering vegetated wetlands and intermittent stream at 272 Old Westford Road, further identified as Assessors Parcel Map 58/Block 276/Lot 2. The project entails construction of an ADA-compliant brick paver walkway. Mr. Chairman?
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it.
So,
I presume he's not in the room. He must be online, David?
No, I don't think so. Let me double check on that. No, he is not there. He sent me an email earlier or later in the afternoon asking me if he needed to be here tonight, and I replied by saying yes, that would be good. So, I'm not sure why he's not here. So, I think the commission needs someone to present the project.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to continue it then.
Yeah, I don't,
I don't see anything else.
You want to just table it for, 15 minutes, so just in case you have to come in a little later?
That's fine. We have a couple of things. We don't have a whole lot else to talk about. We have a few things to talk, and maybe he'll show up, but, let's just table it for the moment and then, either continue it when we're done our other topics. Is that reasonable, David?
yeah, I guess I could send him an email.
Well,
but-
I, at this point, I don't think we have that much on our agenda that if he got the email, I'm just wondering if maybe he thought it was 7:30 instead of 7 o'clock or something, and he walks in 5 minutes, so. Rather than voting to continue and having him then walk in, then let's just do that later, so, all right. So then let's go through the exercise here. We have 4 Russell Road, which is an NOI continued from August 12th. We can voted to continue it at our last meeting, if I remember right. So the applicant has requested a continuance to September 23rd.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we continue the notice of intent for 4 Russell Road until our next scheduled meeting of September 23rd.
Motion from Chris, do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Ally, thank you very much. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so 4 Russell Road will be at our next meeting. So next one on the list is 152 Stedman Street. So this one, the applicant has also requested it continues to September 23rd. This one was opened without discussion on August 12th, continued on the last meeting, August 26th, or whatever that date was. And now they're asking again. So that's 3 times that we're not hearing the presentation. I don't know how many times we do this. I wonder if we should be thinking about asking them to pull back the application, refile when they're ready. I'm not sure we want to push that this minute, but maybe let them know that, one more time, and I don't think we should keep doing this.
I think that's a reasonable position. I know a couple of things. I think a couple of issues that I'm aware of that are delaying it, at least for Conservation Commission. As far as I can tell, they haven't notified abutters, so certainly have to do that. And they still haven't agreed to fund a peer reviewer. So I believe that they did submit a name, someone who was acceptable and I guess cheap enough for their budget, but I'm not sure was really qualified. So still trying to resolve that issue.
Okay. Any comments from the rest of the commission, what your thoughts are?
Yeah, if you're following this at all, renewable energy development projects are in a little bit of chaos, to put it mildly. And I can think of about 10 reasons from what little I know about the industry why there might be legitimate delays. And then I would just like to follow up. My personal view is we want to encourage this kind of renewable energy development of, I'll call it safe places, like the top of an old landfill. It's not,
Yeah.
I don't think, very controversial. So
Yeah.
administratively, we probably want to go ahead as you described, but I would think
Yeah.
it's a good project.
Yeah, it's just, to me, it's a little frustrating to have them opened, continued, at some point.
Can you request to have him come to the meeting and explain his situation?
Well, the applicant is based in Texas, so I don't think he's going to. Maybe he could appear by Zoom. We could ask. And I don't think his representative is going to appear here, obviously, without his client agreeing to it.
Yeah, but the important thing is they may be having some other issues connecting to the grid, other permit things. They may not be sure. I mean, I've worked on these in my old career. They may not be sure they have a viable project yet because there's a million things you have to do, So there could be a legitimate reason why they don't want to spend more money at this point. But back to your point, we should
Yeah.
be more clean.
If they weren't ready, maybe the NOI filing was a little premature. But
But I'm not saying it is. I'm saying there could be a lot of things in the way. It's a little different than a building.
If it's continued for the 3rd time, clearly it was premature. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but, but at this point, so how about this, David, if you notify them that would like to at least have them explain what's going on at our next meeting, or
Sure.
pull back.
Yeah.
Or pull back. But I don't know that, if we continue it one more time, but I don't know that I want to continue it one more at the next meeting.
Or at least if it is continued, make sure that they have something definite they're going to be here to
Yes.
present.
Some more explanation.
I mean,
of what's going on.
even if it's like 2 months, from now, if they can commit to having something, that they'll definitely show us.
Yeah, we
then
don't
might
know
be
anything,
reasonable.
other than,
Yeah.
we do have a link with their NOI file, so there's a big document. They've spent money on this, they've invested a lot in this,
Yeah.
clearly. But that's it, we haven't seen anything.
But to David's point, I think it's a good one. I mean, perhaps it's like out 2 months or something that's reasonable. when they're ready to proceed forward, rather than having this next
Yes.
meeting type
Yes.
of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll see if I can
The next
pin
meeting,
him.
then get an
Yeah.
tell them we need an update, or they have to pull back and refile.
And simply ask him, when do you think you can have something to present to the
If
commission?
they said, yeah, if they came back and said, can we continue it until November, I'd say, okay, then, that's, I don't want to keep doing this every
Right,
week. That's
yes.
what I don't want to do.
Yes, it's a bit of a hassle, I
Yeah.
agree. Okay, I'll see what I can get out of them.
Okay.
But they definitely have to notify abutters regardless.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's like game,
That's 101.
Yeah, yeah.
It's blocking and tackling, yeah, okay. All right, so I will take a motion then.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that the notice of intent that was scheduled for 152 Stedman Street, that the hearing be continued to our next meeting on September 23rd.
Motion from Chris,
Second.
second from Ally, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We are moving on to the next one. So now we are at the Chelmsford Mall. This is the notice of intent for 265 and 279 Chelmsford Street. And that one, the applicant has requested a continuance to October 14th. So that's a month from now. That's the 2 meetings from now. So that's a reasonable request, I think.
Yes, and I've heard that they are making progress.
Okay.
They are making progress.
Okay. Take a-
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion then that we continue the notice of intent hearing for 265 and 279 Chelmsford Street and 20 Manahan Street, as well as 3 Cantorina Road project until the conservation scheduled meeting of October 14.
Motion from Chris, second.
Second.
Second from Ally, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We are now through the regulatory portion of our meeting. What a team, what a team. All right, David, update on the Freeman Lake parcel boundary situation.
So I told the surveyor that the commission would like to have the rebar instead of the granite bounds at those 2 lot corners closest to the water.
Per his recommendation
Yes,
also. yeah.
yes. So I also asked him, was there anything that could be attached to the rebar, which would extend above the surface of the water in case they were flooded? And he said yes, and sent me a link to the product. It just wasn't clear to me, and I haven't had a chance to get back to him yet. It wasn't clear to me whether that was something that the commission would do or that he would do. So I need to get a little bit more information on that.
Okay. Okay, so if we can get an update on that, but we're almost there.
Yeah, 3 of the bounds are in.
Okay. Yeah, I saw them. Do you go up there? You went up there, yeah.
So a couple are extend about 4 inches above the surface.
Well, there's a couple of them are pretty close to the ground. You have to look
Okay.
for those. Those are down by 6th. The one closest to First Street, Second Street, that one's sticking up about this high on a
Okay.
mound. You can see that one easy.
Okay. Are there drill holes
Yeah.
in them? Okay,
Yeah.
good. So then, yeah, I think so. Then the next step, after the rebar is put in, is then to put in that fence we talked about
Yep.
between the 2
Split rail
points.
fence at the,
Yeah.
and, yeah, okay, and we need to address the dock. But I wanna
Yes.
keep digging into that a little more.
Okay.
Yep, but now that we have a marker, I think we can start to make progress there, so. Okay, I will add one more thing in continual business, that the open space and rec plan updates that were made, it was submitted to the state, they came back with some requests and comments, we made those fixes between us and the NEMCOG organization. They just resubmitted it to the state, so hopefully we'll hear in the next few weeks that we have a fully approved without condition open space and rec plan, but that'll probably take a few more weeks. But pretty pleased about that, getting that
Yeah,
finally done,
that's
so
progress.
good progress there. It's a good plan, it's a good plan, there's a lot of good stuff in there. Site updates, Mr. Garrahan, anything at Crooked Spring?
It's looking good. Looking good out of Crooked Spring. Good job on the, volunteers keeping the parking lot looking good, as well as I was out on the main trail, Blue Trail, looking good.
Good, good. Mark?
On Red Wing, I think you brought it up last time, there's some interest by a party that wants to do some work there, rebuilding the fence, replacing the fence actually, with the equal material, which would be nice, to keep the same look down there. And I think they're working on that, we should know pretty soon on what their thoughts are and how far they want to go along, if they want to do the whole thing.
Yep, okay. And I know at the lime quarry, there's a bridge that needs some work that did you get over there?
I didn't go with that middle trail.
Yeah,
You said it's-
I didn't get over there yet either, but I had seen it in the past, and one of the residents submitted a request about it, and so we'll
Did he
get
give a
some eyes on it.
Did he give you a photograph on it?
I've seen a photograph. I remember seeing it, and it's been like that for a while, but it definitely needs some work. I think the question becomes, is it just a fix or is it a replace? Because it's an Eagle Scout bridge from like 2003 or.
Oh, okay,
It's
all right.
probably in that 20-year-old range, which 20 years on a bridge is decent, but probably hurting a little bit, so.
Looking
we'll-
495.
For the Rock Bridge. That's 40 years. All right, Peter, anything? Well, we talked about Thanksgiving. We had a nice job on your presentation on Thanksgiving, Peter. Anything else on that?
Well, just a couple ideas is, as I thought about that project, it seems to me the really important things for the next decade or two is the forest and the water quality. And we can talk more about that, but I had a good chat with our land steward about that, and long-range stuff, but stick it in the back of our minds.
Good, okay. John Russell Mill.
Yep, the town installed some trash containers.
Yep,
That's a great thing.
yep.
A big
Yeah.
shout out. That's a thank you.
Yeah, it's actually, one of the residents made a request, and there's a lot of use there.
There's
There's
a lot.
soccer.
There's soccer.
There's mountain biking, there's
Yep.
people walking dogs, a lot of visitors, very busy site. We don't do trash receptacles at our other sites because I don't think they get enough use, except for Thanksgiving where they take care of it, the local neighbors take care of it. But at Russell Mill, it really warrants it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
so I'm excited that
With the soccer field there, it's,
yeah.
DPW's gonna
Has,
service them?
And
Yeah.
DPW is gonna service it, yep.
Has the Youth Soccer Association put in the new nets yet?
It's in process.
Oh, it's in process.
Yeah, I saw it a week or two ago. I wasn't sure, and then I remembered it's to keep the balls from going into the
Yes,
parking lot.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. That's in process, yeah. Bill Oak Hill, Deep Brook.
Yeah,
Polis.
well, we're working on, I think David's talked to the attorney, in touch with the attorney, town attorneys to put together some kind of paperwork to present to the landowners who some of our trails cross to indemnify each other mutually if somebody gets hurt. So that's in the works. There's been an ATV activity up at Oak Hill. I put a sign up, said that motorized vehicles are prohibited per the Conservation Commission. So we'll see what happens with that. I think that's about it up there.
That was not a fire department ATV vehicle.
No,
I
no,
saw
no.
the trail
No,
myself,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
It's a local,
Right, right,
kid having fun.
Yeah,
but-
yeah,
But
so-
not allowed, so.
right. So that's about it up there. And at Coolis, we're still waiting on the Boy Scout, the Eagle Scout project.
He has been pinged, at least in the last week or so.
Right. And I know there's, I've been up at the quarry a couple times pushing them about the sign. And some of the metal's been pulled out of the vernal pool area. And I know a couple people were up there and ran a magnet across the parking lot a few times and picked up nails, a lot of nails and
Find that everywhere, yeah.
things in there.
Good,
Some
good.
glass up there too that was pulled out.
Appreciate
so.
that help.
Yep, so, and then behind the scenes, there's things going on with the Sudbury.
Yep. Yeah, the vernal pool, I know we're looking at a scout troop, looking to go in there and clean that up.
Right.
they've mentioned they're interested in that, and that would be a perfect project for them.
Right.
Hopefully we'll get that happening. Okay, good.
Carl,
Warren?
just maybe we circle back to 272 Old Westford Road at this point.
Can I finish mine?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And can I just add something on Coulis?
Yep.
So when is the town meeting scheduled for?
Oh, it's the end of October.
Okay, so,
It's almost
I think maybe we should talk about that warrant article.
We will. I'm
Prior-
going to
prior
put
to
that, we'll talk about that at our next meeting.
Okay,
It'll be an agenda item.
okay.
Yep, yep. I just want to say Warren Pole is in good shape, Bright Reservation's in good shape, trails are in very good shape. And then the Middlesex Canal property that we have on River Neck Road adjoining with the Burbank Gardens with the Land Trust, there was a work party there on Saturday to install 100 native plants that came from Sunny Meadow. There was the Land Conservation Trust, which owns that parcel of the land next to our parcel. The community garden had a lot of people. There were a number of volunteers. Some of the folks from this room that were here earlier tonight, Karen Walton was there. Giancarla Kalpis she was the planner for how this is all done. If you get over there and look at it, it's really something. It was really something to see. 100 plants got installed in about 2 hours. Got planted in about 2 hours. It was probably 15, 20 people involved, so it was quite a good work party.
Has it been publicized, or is there a way to publicize
There was some
that?
stuff on Facebook about it. The
All
Land
right.
Trust posted some stuff. and,
I think it'd be good to have a presentation of that, just like we had
Yeah.
tonight.
I'd like
Yeah,
to see
yeah,
a
we could do
presentation of that, because that's like the type of thing, I mean, it just looks favorably on the whole town.
Yeah, yeah.
And if I could add, we made arrangements with town manager's office to highlight, what you just heard, the Thanksgiving forest thing in the next newsletter, which is great, but should give equal time.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe the following month we could do an article,
yeah.
and because we're here to promote this stuff, right? So I just want to acknowledge there were 2 pollinator gardens planted in the last couple of months, which is great.
Excellent.
Yeah. Good idea, okay.
And-
Yeah, so that property, our parcel, I forget how many acres it is, it's many acres compared to the Burbank one, which is maybe 1/4 of an acre or something. The land trust is very small. But they want to put a sign up that says Burbank Gardens / our conservation land, because it's kind of all one big parcel. And we don't have an official name, but because this is right on Canal Street, it's, Canal Street or Canal Road, whatever that is, that runs to the water district there. This is the Middlesex Canal. So to me, it's very obvious. This should be the Middlesex Canal Conservation Area. Are we good
Yeah,
on that?
makes sense.
I mean,
I like that.
I think that works, and I think it's very simple, straightforward.
Yeah,
And then they can make a sign. They were kind of asking, well, what do you guys want to call it? And I'm like, I don't know.
And-
But when I looked at it, I'm like,
Right.
yeah, that's the Middlesex Canal ran right there.
Well, as you look through the underbrush, the invasives and whatnot, you can see the banks of the canal.
Yeah,
So the road must be the towpath,
yeah,
I'm guessing.
probably was,
Yeah,
yeah.
probably.
It probably was, yeah.
But, that's not obvious unless
Yeah.
you really look, so
I think,
that's great.
I think it would be a good thing to do, and I think, this is a site that I think, I've walked through the woods there, and it's kind of cool back there, but it's very rough. It's, you need a machete, and it's a little
Too
rugged.
bad you couldn't have some kind of kiosk with a sign that explains the whole Middlesex Canal part of
In
it.
fact, across the street is a Middlesex Canal marker, right there.
marker.
Right.
But we
But-
could support that on our side
Yeah,
as
because
well.
people are gonna park in that parking area,
Yeah,
and they're going to see the flowers in that area.
yeah.
That's a perfect spot for that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
we could do something there. There are significant invasive plants there. There's Japanese knotweed is prevalent, and a lot of other stuff too, but,
I just want to add one thing on Warren Pole. So I sent an email to the contact of the state asking for a status update on the review of the conservation restriction. Haven't heard a thing, so.
did you send it to us? We did get an acknowledgement they got it though.
Yes,
If I-
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I
which
know,
was
and
only back at the end of
as-
January.
As those that have done this a lot say, yours gets pushed to the bottom because there's no money involved. When there's grant money and deadlines, they get floated up and ours gets floated down.
Yes, but I think
But
we're
it's
at the
been a
time of
while.
year where maybe the deadlines aren't so pressing, but
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
Chris, you wanted to go back.
Oh, yes, Carl, yeah, just circling back to 272 Old Westford Road. I didn't see anybody come in, so let's, I propose that we continue that request for determination of applicability hearing to our next meeting on September 23rd.
Motion from Chris. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Ally. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Thanks, Chris, for keeping us on
Thanks.
track
Yeah.
there. Appreciate it. I might have forgotten it.
I forgot about it for a little bit, and I'm like, we
Yeah, we left it open. Okay, good. Then, any agents report, anything else, David?
No. Oh, just one thing on that. Somebody wants something at Cranberry Bog. Can you email me that again? I couldn't find it.
Okay, I will.
So,
I will send it to you.
great, thank you.
We've been made aware of an event at the Cranberry Bog that has not been approved or anything, so it's a ways out, but it's like, no, that's, needs to be reviewed and approved, at least by David.
Yes.
But, yeah, I'll send that to you.
Carl?
Yeah.
Just a little out of order here, but maybe somebody who saw, I think it was Dave Sperry, put out a Facebook informal poll asking people what they thought of an ADA trail at Cranberry Bog.
Yes.
And through my wife's Facebook, I put a little posting up, but I think I told this story, how a year or two ago I met a young woman and her father, and she really worked hard to walk on that trail with her crutches, and she normally has a wheelchair. But it was so important to her, for her peace of mind, and apparently she does this frequently. You know, she really kind of struggled to get there, and while we're sitting there at the pond chatting, we heard a pileated woodpecker calling in the distance, and I just said to myself, that's exactly why we're here. The stress reduction or the beauty or however you want to characterize it. So I just wanted to mention that. I thought it was
You told me
important.
that, and that stuck with me, too.
Yeah, it was really, I wish you were there. It was really
poignant.
lovely chat, but it really, this young woman worked hard
She was
to get there.
determined to get there, and fortunately, that's a relatively straight. It's not as flat. There's a lot of mud, and there's
Well, it was
some
muddy. It was in the
roots and-
spring. Yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah,
But anyway,
Yeah.
I love the idea that
yeah.
Dave
Could
put
do-
forward.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Dave is doing a lot of good work for us,
He is.
for the whole town.
He is.
Okay, we don't have any meeting minutes
No
to
minutes.
approve. And we are, of course, I should have said at the beginning, we're missing Vivian tonight. She's going to do this meeting from recording. Hello, Vivian. But she fortunately doesn't have three hearings to wade through, so it shouldn't be too bad. I will take a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion from Chris,
Second.
second from Ally. All in favor? Aye. All right.